Little Marco.
He's going wild with his bad self, ain't he?
Us, Florida boy, Florida man, Little Marco. He is a Miami Dolphin fan.
Okay.
He is from Florida.
He is. Via Cuba.
Yeah.
Was he born here or born in Cuba?
I think he was born here. I think his older brother was
Big Marco?
Yeah. Hold on. His older brother's on my Facebook friend. He's one of my Facebook friends.
Okay.
I can't think of his first name. I'll come up with it. All right. So Marco is restructuring visas. He's redoing a lot of things as Secretary of State. What do you think about the job Marco's doing right now? As try and put on your umpire cap and not your.
I can be very fair. Just ask me, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
It's interesting because now he's sort of sucking up, and I don't disagree with the fact, but how are you going to parse this? The fact that if you're a Chinese exchange student coming here, or a Chinese student, not necessarily an exchange student, but you're coming to go to school in the United States, if you're a member of the Communist Party, he's going to not give you a visa so you can't come. Okay, I got no problem with that.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the other things, he's in a tough position. He's wearing about 6 hats right now because every time they fire somebody, they say, oh, good, Marco will do that too. He's the head of USAID. He's the Secretary of State, which is a pretty busy job there. You don't need 3 more titles under you.
Yeah.
But he's flitting around the world. The thing is they're undercutting a lot of his portfolio by Steve Witkoff flitting around the world trying to be the negotiator for Israel and Palestine. For where else was he? He was everywhere.
Yeah, he and I can tell you this. And his brother's name is Mario. Okay. So he's a lobbyist in Jacksonville, I believe.
Okay.
Really, really nice guy. When I met the two of them, I like Mario better. But I think Marco's doing a better job than I anticipated.
Okay.
I thought he was going to be a puppet to Trump, and he seems to be given a lot of latitude by Trump. And it doesn't feel like it feels like Marco is given more as far as people in the cabinet. It seems like Trump trusts him the most.
Okay, we're going to come back to the cabinet in a little while because, this is supposed to be, there's no more DEI. It's all based on merit.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think there's, of the entire cabinet, 3 people that are qualified for their position. So that merit is out the freaking window.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a lot of disappointment in Marco Rubio by his former colleagues in the Senate. A lot of them have said in the last couple of weeks, if we knew you were going to do this, we wouldn't have voted for you. Mm-hmm. They were expecting him to be a little bit more true to what he portrayed as a senator. Some of his hawkish views, some of his not hawkish views, and apparently he is playing the Trump cards and he is playing the Trump line. Now, yes, you're right. He's definitely got a little bit more latitude than anybody other than maybe Scott Bessent. But
so you give me a grade of 1 to 10. Where are you having? And this is coming from your
right now. I'll give him a 7.
7.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think that's a solid. I think from where you stand, I think that's a solid grade.
Yeah. Okay. I don't think he's screwed up anything terribly bad. I just don't think he's done as much as he possibly could in that position because that's one of the stronger positions in the United States government. You got president, you got Secretary of State. He's 4th in the line of succession, maybe 5th. You got a president, vice president, Speaker of the House, Secretary, President Pro Tem, and then the Secretary of State. So he's 5th.
5th, yeah.
So it's not a bad gig if they all.
But
if that Qatari plane crashes.
If things continue the next 3 years and he stays in that position, I think he's ahead of Vance as far as presidential candidate.
I think he's more palatable to the majority of the voters in the country, be them left or right. Now, I don't know how he'll play with the Democrats, but he's more moderate and less crazy than Vance.
I think the Latin Americans will definitely get behind him.
I think so.
And the Latin Americans are drifting more Republican and more Republican. They used to be more on the Democrat side.
Well, a lot of that is their Catholicism, it seems.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're religious-based decision makers. Yeah. But one of the things that's getting beaten up with this current administration is how aggressive they are on immigration. And
Well,
the whole reason they got elected was to be aggressive on immigration.
Well, a lot of that seems to be, there seems to be some buyer's remorse. I mean, there's a very big story that's on all the news channels now and in the papers about this woman named Carol, which is her anglicized name, who's been in the country for over 20 years from Vietnam. She's in a small town in, I want to say, Kansas.
Okay.
I don't think it's Kentucky, but I think it's Kansas. But, she got called, it's in Missouri. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because she got called to a immigration office in St. Louis, 2.5 hours from her house. Mm-hmm. They just said, come and show up. They didn't give her any details. She's married to somebody else who is not going to reveal his immigration status. Mm-hmm. They've got 2 American-born children. She works 2 jobs. She's a very popular woman in the community. She goes to her kids' baseball game. She does everything. Mm-hmm. She's a waitress in the community. She's beloved in her community. And she went in for this alleged interview where they said, good, thank you very much. Give us your hands. We're putting you in handcuffs. Mm-hmm. And they threw her into detention.
Okay.
And she's been bouncing back and forth between jails now. The community is up in arms. This is a town that voted 85% for Trump, mm-hmm. maybe a little bit more even. And they're going, this is what we voted for. We voted to get the criminals and the gangsters out of America, not the hardworking housewives, not the people that are the good fabric of our community.
They're still illegal. It's not fair. It's not fair to the people that
I understand that. But explain that to somebody who sits next to this woman at a baseball game, and then they see a gangbanger going down the street.
No, gangbangers need to be first, and I get it.
Well, then they need to change their priorities.
Let me finish my thought. Now I'm telling you right now, what she did was illegal, correct?
Yeah, 20 years ago.
Okay, I mean,
I suppose there's no statute of limitation for being in the legal area.
There is no statute of limitation for being in our country, and using all our values and freedoms that our people fought for
which she's been paying taxes for.
Okay, well, we don't really know that. You just threw that in there. You just threw that in there. How did she get a Social Security card?
She's been in the country 20 years. It's not difficult.
To get a Social Security card? Get a U.S. Social Security card?
Go to Times Square. I'll get you 3.
Okay, that's also illegal. So that's
of course it is.
That's another law she broke.
Okay. Oh, good. Now they got it. Now they got her on 2 crimes.
Each year, we're probably going to say, okay, she broke this law, she broke that law. I guarantee you, the IRS, she did not pay taxes all those years.
I'll look into that and find out.
So she probably broke the law more than Al Capone did. Now we shouldn't have arrested Al Capone for tax evasion.
Why not? Okay. That's the only way they can get him.
Okay, that's how they got him, right? Okay, so I guarantee you the only law she didn't was not just being in this country illegally. All right, I would love to see her tax returns, but I also would love to see Trump's. So
there you go.
But we all.
I'm sorry, they're still being audited. They'll be done in I don't know.
Yeah.
St. Swithin's Day.
What's the year? They'll be done in
29. Right, exactly.
30. They'll be done in 30. But. So what I'm saying is if you're here illegally, you're breaking more laws just by being here. And, I guarantee, don't tell me she's paying.
I don't know. I'm going to look into that. I'm going to see if I can find out.
Income tax.
I'm going to see if I can find out.
Because if she had a green card.
And the beautiful thing about that, by the way, if there's a tremendous number of immigrants in this country that are illegal, that have been paying taxes for years, that will never collect Social Security or Medicare. Mm-hmm. So, nobody says thank you very much for contributing to that.
They've been paying sales tax.
They've also been paying income tax.
How are they paying income tax?
They've gotten a Social Security number.
Without a work visa and without a Social Security card.
It happens all the time.
That means they broke the law to get that.
Correct. But
that's my point.
But they're paying the taxes.
You're missing the entire point.
I'm just telling you that they're bitching about everything, that we've got no money. Social Security is going to go under. These people are contributing. They're not going to collect. Ever.
Percentages of people that are actually here illegally are paying income tax compared to those who are not paying income tax. Because I see it. In the construction world, yes, I see it. They're not.
What about the restaurant business? Absolutely. There you go.
You see it. They're not paying income taxes. They're not signing their name to any U.S. form at all, because they have their biggest fear is getting caught.
Yeah.
They won't go to the emergency room because their biggest fear is getting caught. Now that is sad that they won't even go get help.
And you used to not be able to get clinked up if you went to the emergency room.
Yeah.
Nowadays, they probably got a guy sitting in every one of the emergency rooms around waiting for somebody to walk in.
Yeah. No, but the thing is they came here illegally. They knew the risk coming here illegally, and yet they still felt like that was worth taking that risk. But the people that do it legally and get through the process, there's somebody in my office who just was got his citizenship last year.
Excellent.
It took him 9 years to do it. He was here completely legally, and it was a process that was very costly, but he got it. And I don't think it's fair to him, who's done everything by the book, 100%. My French family from Le Macaron, the Jusco team over there, they did everything by the book and paid millions of dollars into our country to be an American citizen and to understand that this is what it takes to be an American citizen.
They did it way too soon. $5 million, they could have gotten a gold Trump visa.
You just are incredible. You're just incredible how you're trying to
he's
defend
not selling this country?
He's not selling this country.
You got $5 million, we'll give you. Come right in.
Do you not?
How does that not beat the line?
Do you not see the hats? He's making America great again.
Just ask him; he'll tell you.
Yeah, look at the hat.
But the hats are made in China.
Exactly. Thank you.
The hats are made all over the place. I can tell you right now.
But not here.
Yeah, all over the place. So, well, New Eras are made here.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but those aren't New Era hats. Those are, you wear them in the rain, you better get a second one.
Yeah, New Eras made in the USA.
Yeah, we betcha, baby. Go baseball caps.
All right.
Unfortunately, no. You are incorrect. New Era hats are made in China and Vietnam. I'm sorry, Dad.
It says on the tag. That can't be. It's a lie.
Dad, companies lie all the time.
What do you mean companies are lying to me?
Yes.
No.
Way.
Oh, that's not right.
We might have to have a group hug.
That's not right.
Yeah, I can't believe that.